Y'all, I am so excited about this. So on one of my videos, Donna reached out from cubalakecrafts.com. She has an Etsy store and said, hey, my son designed this thing. Can I send you one? Like, yeah, cool. I'd love to try stuff. I love promoting small businesses, especially when they're cool gadgets. So I'm going to open this with you guys right now. This is an attachment for a pen turner. She told him what she wanted, and her son Christopher just went to town and designed it on his 3D printer. So I already know that it's going to go on this. So I hope I have my right size PVC. I've got a couple different turners that I use. And yeah, so exciting. Yes. Okay, sorry. I had to just check to make sure that I didn't mess up. So anyways, a little bit of info card here. Oh, that's sweet, Christopher. Most thank you cards only say thank you once. This thank you card says thank you 4 times. Boom, manners. I love that kind of humor. She also created a coupon code, purple20. You'll get 20% off, and I'll put the Etsy link. I can't wait to do this. So installation instructions, I'm just going to throw this together right now. I'll read all that in a little bit. But Crosby Innovations, but it's Cuba Lake Crafts. So just like that. I made this short, and I made it on my 3/4 inch. I asked for it to be for my 3/4 inch because I have so many attachments for my little turners. This will go on my actual big turner that you see on a lot of my Tumblr tutorials. So I'm really excited. This actually works really well with pencils. So I'm going to cut this in half because the length is pretty perfect. I did one already here. The nice thing about the way this goes in is all of my other ones, I had to make them really long to fit down into the pen grip here. So I needed that, and then I needed it to be able to be past that. So some of these are a little longer than others, but on this, I can actually get 2 per pencil. And I know pencils are cheap, but I really do try and waste as little as possible. So cutting this off and then cutting that right in half is the perfect length. I like to use my PVC cutters. They're so perfect for this. So I'm going to cut this, but I got to turn the volume down. I'm not going to talk for a minute because it's really loud the way that clicks because of that spring in there. I have used this to cut so many pencils. It's so great. Why not find another reason to use a tool you've already bought, right? Okay, those are pretty great. They do not have to be perfectly equal. It's okay if there's a slight variation. But I found that it's just the teeniest bit loose, which is not a problem. But my turner has a really old motor, so sometimes it has a little vibration where the support is. So I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of electrical tape. Just one time around is perfect. No overlap or else it goes in a little too snug. But like I said earlier, I'm just a little bit more paranoid because I have an older turner and I know that it's going to vibrate a little bit. It's just for my own peace of mind. There's that. So obviously you wouldn't be touching this, putting it on with epoxy. It's already going to be on there. But you still have plenty of room to grip. You could do a full length pencil. Not necessary though. You don't really need it to do that. And then when you're ready to take it off, just pull it right back out. That'll be a little easier once it's actually secured to my turner. So let's add it to the turner and give it a whirl. So one of these days I'm going to learn how to pause and read instructions. It totally says on here that it should be a tight fit, but sometimes depending on the gauge of the dowel rod or pencil, you may need to sand or add a little bit of tape. Totally says it right there. So depending on the pencil, you may not have to add the tape. And I can actually vouch for that because sometimes the pencil goes way up in there. And it's never made sense to me, but now it does, because if the pencils aren't equal, then duh. So I'm not going to glue this on here yet. I will, but just not yet, because no sense in making that delay. So I'm going to put that on here just like that. I don't tighten super tight, but I do nice and secure, because if this was like an actual pipe fitting, there would not be a gap there, but I need to be able to take it apart later. So I'm going to just pretend like this is actually rotating, like I'm working on pins. There you go. Now you can actually see. So what I'll do is bloop, bloop. That one I may have to take the tape off of. That makes perfect sense now. Let's take the tape off of this one. Okay, had to take a little bit of tape off of this one. It was a little too much. So those are probably the same pencil, if they're both a little too big. But those are perfect. And I'll wait for it to come back around. Voila. I like it. I totally think that Christopher could design one that holds probably a dozen pencils, a bigger circumference or an internal layer, because sometimes I've got up to 20 pins turning at one time. That'd be like the perfect addition to the pen pal. So yeah, I like it. I give it a 5 out of 5 stars. I'm excited to actually get some epoxy on these pencils and get going. So I'm going to post the link to the Etsy page. I'll make sure and mention the coupon code, which is purple20, possibly all caps. I don't know if that matters or not on Etsy, but she created that link so that whoever wants to buy one can get a little bit of a discount. But I am stoked to get after this here. Yeah, you'll see this in future videos for sure. Y'all have a good one.